World of Eldin, a Minecraft server that was over 10 years old, has finally shut down. I wanted to talk for a bit about the server, my time playing on it, the legacy it built. I have been playing it for about 3 years, um, before it's now, shutting down. I've seen 3 of its ages, which is maps, in that time, and I actually became a developer at the end of it. The server means a lot to me and to many other people. And to be honest, my mediocre video making skills can't really do it justice. But I'm gonna try. Before anything else, I would just like to name each of the individual maps, not counting the current one because that's a bit different than the standard Eldin ages have been. But I'm going to go into more detail at the end of the maps I personally have played on. The first, Stargate. The second, Cibola. The third, Ishtar. The fourth, Amaterasu. The fifth, Thay. The sixth, Cibola 2. The seventh, Amun-Ra. The eighth, Hades. The ninth, Thorin's Hall. The 10th, Thebes. The 12th, Cerithia. The 13th, Bravos. The 14th, Eden. The 15th, Heartland. From this point on, these are maps I have played on, so I'll be going into more detail. In total, I believe there's 19, counting the current one, but I'll talk about a bit more about that one at the end. The first map I played on the server was Hollowtide Harbor. It was the 16th age. In Eldin, it was named the Age of Oceans. This was just when 1.13 had hit, I believe. So my time on Eldin began late in Hollowtide Harbor. I first logged in, I was greeted by Cerberus402, the server's owner, and he showed me around and taught me some of the basic mechanics of the server and everything. And he told me to pick a city to go to. From their port authority, as it's called. Basically, you click on it, you type in the name of the city you want to go to, it'll take you there. And the first city I visited was called Solis. Funny story about Solis. My first day, when I went there to Solis, after Serb had left me and everything, I fell in a hole due to an open trap door, and I was unable to get out. So Serb had to come get me. It was an interesting first day. I eventually traveled to another town called Selvora. I walked out a ways and claimed some land of my own. Started with a small wooden hut, which eventually turned into a greenhouse area, and even a castle. Some of my fondest memories of Hollowtide were doing raids with Elisef, one of the guides on the server. And I'll never forget the brave iron golem we named Herschel, who gave his life so that we could win one of those raids. But Hollowtide Harbor drew to a close. Like I said, I joined late. And we moved on. The next map was known as Kheledul, the Age of Bees. Guess which update this one came out on. In Kheledul, I have founded my first town. And by a technicality, it's the first town on that map. I named it Wanderer's Haven. You could wander in and stay for a while before continuing on your journey. It was a small town, but it was mine. Poured everything I had into it. And by the end of the map, I would say it was quite the sight to behold, despite my mediocre building capabilities. Moving on from Kheledul, we've moved into the era of Al-khazeer, the 18th age of Netherite. Unfortunately, during this map, I hit a pretty big bit of burnout, and for Minecraft in general, so my town didn't really become what I had planned for it. It was named the Eldin Space Center. It had a rocket, which was originally going to be its port authority, and it had a science center, like a command center. Um, Unfortunately, other than that, there's not really much else to be said about it. It was really incomplete. I just lost a motivation to play Minecraft. And that brings us to current day. This age is a bit different. There's 2 maps, the Western Marches and the Eastern Kingdoms. On the Eastern Kingdoms map, I founded a town named Hulestrøm. It was a city built on an ice lake. A little side note about the name. Hulestrøm is what comes out when you type cave stream to Google Translate and translate it to Danish. Thank you, sir, for the name. And I'm sorry, Azure, for the name. Because it's probably horribly butchered. It was during this time that I stepped up as a developer for Eldin. I didn't do much. I didn't get to do much. Worked on a couple of the plugins, re-enabled some stuff. Messed around with some settings. Didn't really get to do too terribly much, unfortunately. And that's where I witnessed the end of an era. To me, the legacy that Eldin has created goes so much further than just a really old Minecraft server. It's a community, and in some ways a family. I and many others will surely fondly look back at the server with bittersweet memories of what once was. But we'll also look forward to the future. This community is tight-knit. It's not going anywhere just because a Minecraft server came down. But it's inspiring to see what a single Minecraft server can really do to bring a community together. Before this video ends, I want to thank some people in particular. The staff members, past and present, who have made the server fantastic and who have been a joy to work with in the short time I was a developer, and the longer time I was a player. Those being Serb, Nora, Azure, Brendan, Serial, Elsef, Zeph, Moonson, Linalis, and T-Dub, I guess. Just kidding. Love you, T-Dub. And for anyone on the server who I have personally interacted with that may be watching this video, thank you for making it so enjoyable. And I also want to thank everyone who played on the server, even if I never interacted with you. You made the server an absolute treat to play on. Goodbye, Eldin.